Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lili nishmasi mi maratzuros pas Mordechai. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. It's too late now. No, just the video, the screen. You're still not hopping. But anyways, Reb Daniel Walker. Your job with the guests. It's not mine. Yeah. This is Reb Daniel Walker, who during the terrorist attack in Manchester, he blockaded the door. He wouldn't allow the terrorists. I think maybe he had somebody helping him or something. But anyways, who? Yoram Friedman. The guy that got shot. The guy that got shot. And here is Rabbi Walker in the shir, just a couple months back. So I threw together a couple of emails that were, what do they call them? The ones that are, the ones that are a little mean.
Oh, the mean ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
These are straight out of Nivgati.com. When I was learning the daf, I was thinking that the kohen with the glasses and watch would have been a good example of the Gemara and Chatzitza with the extra clothes here. Here's our kohen with glasses. So our glasses a Chatzitza, is a watch a Chatzitza. Watch probably. Glasses, I think there's a whole discussion because people wear glasses all the time, but it could be it's Chatzitza. It also brings up what? It's Yitub Gadim. Right, the Gemara calls it Chatzitza.
It could be also because he has concern. We consider if you don't have 20/20 vision, it could be he's not be able to.
No one really. Okay, fine. It also brings up something I was wondering about. While funny is very good, maybe the video pictures should be reviewed for accuracy before being shown. I believe first impressions are the ones that stick in the mind. So for me, I would prefer if they were accurate, like round top luchas or round straight menorah branches. That was stuck in my mind long before I learned that there were different opinions. Just imagine Mashiach comes tomorrow, a Kohen shows up to work wearing his watch. His God Kohen says, "What are you doing?" Kohen answers, "But I saw Rebelli's shir. I get in Kvittel, Elazar Rosenthal." This is not bad. This is not from Nivgati, but this is from Shimi Liefman Sukkah. First of all, I was impressed by the actual sukkah. It's like a real room, and the ceiling just pops up. I like this one. If you enjoyed it, the Israelis liked it a lot. Today's the yard of the Briskerov. He promised that whoever will light a candle Leilu Nishmasai never learnt in Brisk. Huh? Yes, remember. This is from Moti Belsky, his front yard. I just thought those of us here in Eretz Yisrael who don't understand what it means to have a manicured lawn. Look at this bush over there with a laser. The guy cut it with I don't know what it's like. It's crazy. Oh, this is a good one, Rabbi. This is a good one. I had a lot of knowledge from this one. It's truly incredible what you've done with the daf. Truly a distributor of learning, a great disruptor, whatever. I thought maybe he misspelled it like other things he did here. Of learning in a great way. But I liked you a lot more before you were constantly asking for donations. Unfortunately, your dynamics have drained donations to multiple small institutions that were operating on tiny budgets. Now they have almost nothing.
Give examples.
Pool of donations is the same. How it's distributed is where the issue. Please have Rahmanas on other institutions and find ways to curb your spending on output of your products and not destroy others in the process. Have a great year of learning and teaching. I'm going to withhold his name.
I don't know which other institute. Who's involved?
It's
who's losing?
I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming he did not give for the monthly. I'm assuming. I don't know. Gemar Toiv had you in mind for davening. Another one. This is like, it's unbelievable. I just pulled them out of my special. I love you. This is not a knock on you. Am I the only one who's tired of Good Morning Rabbi Isai? It's like learning from Uncle Moshe's song. We'll never ever eat milk and meet together instead of learning halacha. It's not a knock on Uncle Moshe either. Do you mind taking a note on opening with Gordon Murray? So what happened on? No, not that far. No. Come. Just be careful when you lean in. He's saying that your head might go into the camera. Don't worry about it. Shalom, what's your name again?
Shalom Fisher. Fishy, they call me.
Fishy from Tom's River.
There you go.
And that's your son. That one over there, Moshe. You schlepped him in there. You're doing a good job, but you know, he didn't even do it last night. Every day you got to push him. Every day. Last night was crazy. We had 20 people out the door, so that we set up a screen outside in the sukkah. You got to check out the sukkah, Rabbi Isai. So the screen's already up. So they sat in the sukkah, like almost 20 guys. It was the energy. It was wild. Both shurim. So anyways, here's the change in my life story. During the Al-Chetz and Yom Kippur, we list the Korbanos, and I feel such a familiarity with them through the Daf Yomi. Then when we list the Arba Mises Bezdin, which I also am more familiar with through the Daf, so Zevachim, that's Avi's son, who's married, he told me that every year he goes to Marova for davening, and this is the first year, every year, he says, one of the Rabbeim gets up and explains the whole Avodah from beginning to end. He says, every year. This is the first year that he sat there and he's fascinated by his speech. The same speech. And I told him, listen, we're only 20 daf in. Can you imagine if we actually do a couple Masechtas and it's going to be a whole different world? Next year, let's see what happens next year. But I think people became, I heard this from a bunch of people. Shmoneh Esrei, the whole Yom Kippur, Avodah, everything. Like, oh, I understand what's going on here. Skila Srei V'Herek Chana, can you picture some of the art in your mind? I did. Chazak V'Ematz, never stop daffing. Shana Tovim Sukkah, Joey Candleman, New Milford, New Jersey. Rabbi said, here's the schedule for Sukkot. We have almost every single day. We have a nice food situation going on in Sukkah. We have omelets and pancakes and chefs, and it's a wild. We have guitars and then singing. So come check it out. We have room for like 200 plus people now. It's going to be a great matzav. We are looking for a couple of sponsors. We have the usual. What?
Ruining this guy's organization.
Oh, no. If you plan on giving food to another organization during Sukkot, do not give it to us. But if, chas v'shalom, you have a little extra, the Masechta is sponsored by David Salomon. Like, I know what's going on. Like, people are not really giving meiser. They're not really giving it. For sure not choimish. There's plenty of money to go around. Think about it. You know what? Stop for a second. I've been involved in a lot of different maizdas. A typical yeshiva with 100 guys is close to, $2 million. We have 45,000 talmidim, and our budget is $2 million. It's probably the smallest budget in Klal Yisrael per capita. Give me a break. David Salomon, dedicated to Avi Moiri, Reb Shmuel Baruch Bereb Chaim Tzvi Doiv. Anonymous, Nishmas Doidi Shlomi Yehuda Ben Shmuel Chayim Asher Shogav Lo Mekachim Kol Chayav. Anonymous, L'Zchuz Refuah Shleima Nochem Tzvi Ben Yenta, sponsored by Skybook Capital. And all of our friends, Mary Kovacs, Taki and Shamshi Shlavrik for the devotion for Torah study and their shir. Joel Gedalius, my father, Jack Gedalius. Anonymous, Hatzlach Brooklyn V'Gashmius. L'Zeicher Nishmas, Parnasa Koilo for the day, Joe Malone. L'Zeicher Nishmas, Jacob Schiff, the great Jewish philanthropist of the 20th century, whose 150 yard site is today. Anonymous from London, Parnasa B'Shefa, Yehuda Lushinsky, in honor of my fathers, these are all monthly guys. In honor of my father's 6th cycle of the Daf, your big heart and giving to the community is an inspiration for all of us. Anonymous, Baruch Ad B'Lida, Yehuda Ben Yamin Ben Chava, and Baruch Tzvi Nisim Ben Shoshana Leah. Anonymous, L'Shana Toiva, Mesuka L'Schus Aliyo Ben Chaya Dvaira, and in honor of my Chavrusa Simchala, Ben Sion Glicksman, Mazel Tov to Talia on her birthday, 12th of Tishrei, urgent refuah shlema for Chaim Yosef Aryeh Ben Sarah Razel. Coffee by Rivka and Dr. Avram Epstein. Pray for a complete and speedy recovery for Dr. Harold Goldmeyer. Dr. Avram Epstein has been with us for 7 years. Yeah? 7 years? Already 7 years. Weekly sponsors, HYK Ventures, their refuah shlema for Elko Baschana, Anonymous, Extra Schusim, the Shir and MDY Kids. Weekly, for Kavici family in appreciation of Mayor Tarlo. Mayor Tarlo, welcome to MDY, Mayor. Daily sponsors, Shlomo Basilin, Lila Nishmas, Osnat Bat Shlomo. Anonymous, in honor of the new MDY joiners in the Country Club section of Teaneck, New Jersey. The Planka family, I think I saw Mayor somewhere here today. Hey, Mayor, all the way in the corner, all the way from Toronto. Leonishma is the yard side of our Zaidi, Moshe Ben Alexander, wishing rebellion in MDY Mishpacha Good Yantav. There's just yesterday, Zevi's here. So I just mentioned you. You were here when I mentioned you? The whole Marava thing I said. But anyway, we had here Lou, what's his last name again? Shapiro. Lou Shapiro, one of the great attorneys in Los Angeles. I brought him to the front, if you weren't here last night, and he said over the story. I knocked on the door of a certain a famous family in Los Angeles. Knock on the door. I go in. Yes, could I help you? I said, I give a Daf Yomi share. I'd like you to join. Gave me a hard time. The guy never joined. But this loose chap was sitting there. And he joined, and he's a big part of the MDY Mishpacha in Los Angeles. He brought his 3 sons last night. And you never know. You try to do something good over here, and it works over there. Meir Planka, I met him in the Svarm store 7 years ago. And I said, listen, we're looking for, we have to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we could do YouTube Live. They changed the policy in YouTube. You had to have 1,000 subscribers. We didn't have 1,000. We're far from 1,000. So he said, sure, what's the thing? He put it in. Okay, he became a subscriber on the spot. Later on, the curiosity hit him. So he went to look what's going on, and he went into shir, and he's been with us ever since. Hasn't missed a day, right, Meir? Ma'aseh Shahaya. Ma'aseh Shahaya. Same kind of idea. You never know. You just got to go. You got to knock on doors. What?
That I came to convince you.
What's that? Oh, that's last night? That's when you have Dave Sharfman on the... Let's hear.
In Los Angeles on the Shabbos, I'm at a friend's house. Somebody knocks on the door. It's this person. And I said, who are you? What are you doing here? And he says, I'm here to get you to do the daf. And I said, what do you mean? What do you really do? He's like, no, this is what I do. I go around and I get people to do the daf. And I asked him, I go, don't you have to work? Don't you have to support a family? And he said, this is my mission in short. And he cross-examined me. He says, why don't you do it? I said, I'm an attorney. I'm running a law practice. I don't have time for this. He goes, what about on your way to court? What do you do? I said, I listen to talk radio. He says, why don't you try listening to me? Give me a shot. And that's what I've been doing every day since.
Every day since? Wow. How long ago was that?
Started off Sanhedrin. So
I came to get your friend. I didn't get him.
So you didn't get him, but yeah.
It was great. All right. Shkoyach. Thank you, Dave. Where are we? A Planka. Leaders must the yahrzeit of our Zaidi, Moshe ben Alexander, wishing Reb Eli and MDY Mishpacha good yontiv, Yishkoyach, Reb Meir Planka. It's like almost every sukkah you come here, right? It's a tradition. Anonymous, Refuah Shlema for Ariela, Rina Bas Esther, a young girl undergoing serious emergency surgery. Refuah Shlema.
YouTube Live led to the anonymous surfer.
Yeah, YouTube Live, and your brother is the one that, and it's just a whole story. It's all min hashamayim. Everything's min hashamayim. His brother shows up one day, says there's something called YouTube. I'm like, oh, YouTube, what is that? And he showed me what it is, and he put it on, and we went live, and that's where we got my guest for the Shabbos, the surfer. In some people call him Wave, so we call him Hagal. Seriously, he's the surfer. And he's also 7 years almost. Zechus for Rebelli, MDY Yard, Innovation, Zechus for Rebelli and family, MDY staff and their families, our family and all the clients will be sealed in Zevachim. We should receive all the brachas, shus, and the chamas that we all need, monthly. Refuah Shlema, Yonatan Eitan ben Beshav Bracha, Refuah Shlema. Refuah Shlema, Mordechai ben Esther. Refuah Sayeled, Daniel Zev ben Ayel Esther. Unbelievable. What happened to that monthly from Eden Gardens? He's not in there? I missed it.
No.
I didn't do I said it? Maybe his month is over? Because I heard that he's going to be on, he's doing a live thing in his house, and I was waiting to say it. I didn't see it. It's not a part of the month. It's interesting. He's done. The whole month is over.
With a different organization.
Wow. Anyway, so maybe we'll patch him in. That's it?
That's it.
Oh, they're coming. They don't do emails in Eden Garden. Shalom Aleichem. Where's Aaron Kessler? Where is he? That's him? Oh, that's right. That is him. Shalom Aleichem. Did you come to the shir in Queens that one time? Was that you? No. Just say yes. Make it. Okay. Let's go. Rabbi Isai. We're very, very behind. We have a short daf, but on Daf Chof Aleph, it's short, but we have an amazing sugya that we got to get to. It's gewaldige stuff. We're holding on Daf Chof Amud Beis. We're in a hole a little bit. We're like not even 10 lines from the top of Chof Amud Beis by Yibayr Lahu. We learned this. We'll just have to repeat real quickly. There is a concept called Yotzei in the Beis Hamikdash. It's called Yotzei. You're not allowed to put things outside of their allocated spots. You can't take the meat of a carbon outside of the Beis Hamikdash if you're not supposed to. Yotzei. Here's the question. Yitzia ma'u shetoil b'kiddush yadayim v'reglayim. This is a whole sugya. There's a kiyar, a vat of water. The actual kiyar is a klishares. It has gedusha. Everything in it, the water in it becomes kadosh. And before a kohen performs the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, he must wash his hands and his feet. You're not wearing shoes in the Beis Hamikdash. You wash your hands and your feet, and that gives you gedusha to your hands, right? For those of you who weren't here last night, very, very important not to be confused with going to a mikveh. A mikveh doesn't give you kedusha. A mikveh removes the tumah. The kiyar gives you kedusha. It adds an element of holiness, like malachim come onto your hands, whatever you want to picture. But it gives you a kedusha to your hands, because the kli sharis of holding that water becomes kadosh, and that water goes in your hand. So now the question is, what happens if a person decides to take a smoke, or chas v'shalom, not a smoke, but you know what? Be'ez Hashem, when we have the Beis Hamikdash, we're not going to use our cell phones in the Beis Hamikdash. So you want to make a call, you want to text somebody, you're going to have to walk outside. I hope that's what's going to happen, right? It's not
cell phones anymore.
I don't know why. It says that the world will continue. No, there'll be kosher smartphones. Anyway. 3D something. Anyway, this is coming from somebody that doesn't have a smartphone, so he probably knows. Okay, we'll give it to you. Akol Panim, a dumb phone, doesn't matter. No, not so, the dumb phone.
Once you walk out of the Beis Hamikdash.
You walk out. So if you walk out, do you have to re-wash your hands, yes or no? Yitzia ma'u shetoil b'kiddush yadayim v'reglayim. Toil is like an interesting word. Does it help? In other words, does it ruin it? Do you have to re-wash your hands when you come in? In Timtzaloy Marlino Lepasla, we had a whole sugya. If overnight we had a machlokes, Rebbe and Elazar Rebbe Shimon. If night comes and goes and you're up the whole night in the Beis Hamikdash, do you have to re-wash your hands? So if you say that night doesn't do anything to your hands, you don't have to wash your hands. That's because the light parish. He never separated himself. He never stopped performing any avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. Ava Yitzia the parish. The whole point, and we spoke about this a number of times, the whole idea of re-washing your hands is that there's a hesach hadas. Like everything else in Yiddishkeit, it's all in the head. And if you're not concentrating on this mitzvah and the kedusha and the Beis Hamikdash, and you space out and you make a phone call, maybe you have to re-wash your hands. The kedusha, you see, it's not the mikvah. That will never happen. You don't have to go to the mikveh again because you had a hesach hadas. But when it comes to kedusha, what's the good word for hesach hadas?
Space out.
A distraction from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from the avodah, you might have to wash your hands again. But he could go back in, and that's his intent. His intent is just to make a quick call and come right back in. Maybe he's not being distracted and he doesn't have to re-wash his hands. Tashma, Kiddush Yadav V'Raglav.
Lose focus.
Lose focus. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Focus. He didn't lose focus, and therefore he doesn't have to wash his hands. Tashma, Kiddush Yadav V'Raglav V'Nitmu. If a person went and washed his hands in the kiyar, and then they became tameh. What became tameh? Just his hands. How are just your hands tameh, Rabbi Yisai? So let me just show you. You know that that guy, when there's a sign here, take a look at the board. There's a sign. It says, "This fresh paint." What do you do when it says fresh paint? Look at the hand behind. So that guy, it says it's pigul. Pigul means, it says don't touch. As soon as you touch it, what happens? Your hands become tameh. Only your hands. So what do? You can remove the tumah of your hands by being koveling your hands. So it says, Kiddush Yadav V'Raglav V'Nitmu. He had kiyar first, but he touched pigul. Why did he touch pigul? Because it said don't touch it, so he touched it. Matbilan, matbilan, you dunk your hands in a mikvah, vein tzarich l'kadosh, you don't have to go back to the kiyar. Yatsu, but if the hands went outside of the Beis Hamikdash, he goes to the door of the Beis Hamikdash, he goes to the entrance of the Beis Hamikdash, and he sticks his hand out. Harein b'kedushasan. So you see that if you go out, it says Mefurish, you go out, your hands went out, you don't have to wash your hands again. Does that answer the question? No. Yatsu yadav leikim bailan. I never asked you if he stuck his hand out the window of the Beis Hamikdash, does he have to wash his hands? I asked you, kikam bailan, yatsu kal gufay. What if the entire body went out? Mai. Is there a loss of focus and do you have to rewash your hands? I don't think if you stick your hand out for a moment out of the Beis Hamikdash, you lost focus. If you walk outside the Beis Hamikdash, now you're in a new territory. Shalom Aleichem, give the guest a seat here. Ashi, help him out. Give this guy a seat. Zok the Gemara. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, he's trying to grab something from somebody. Yeah,
That's
okay.
more of a loose focus to walk.
I get it, but Leiba says, why didn't he walk out? He's still in here because I'm here. Ich bin da. I'm just doing something. I heard it. Yeah, I thought about that for a second. Tashma, shalei rechutz yadayim v'raglayim mikazvik lishars b'fnim. A kohen that wants to perform that avodah and he didn't wash his hands yet. We got to pick up the pace a little bit. He washes his hands from the kiyar inside. Kiddush b'kli sharis b'chutz. What if he takes that golden vessel that you grab the blood with, and he takes it outside and he does a little kiddush yadayim v'raglayim outside, or b'kli chol b'fnim, or he uses his beautiful silver washing cup inside the Beis Hamikdash, but he took it from his china cabinet, or he went into a mikvah. He went into a real mikvah. Let me just ask you this question for a second. The water inside the kiyar, is that good water for a mikvah or not? Why not?
It's sitting in the kiyar.
Meir, Shalom Aleichem. How you doing? There's a lot of guests here today. I can't get to all. What's your name? Shalom Aleichem. I know you. From I don't know you. Okay. So we did meet. Okay. Shalom Aleichem. And you behind? Who wants you, Chavra? Givaldik. You what? You have Yantiv? Shalom Aleichem. Givaldik. So, Vishnitz, what was? Huh? Bells? Bells? I gotta learn this. This is also bells? I thought it's Vishnitz. Okay, Givaldik. Was it Taka 30,000? Like they said? What was it? 28. It's a gizmah. It's an Ayin Hudav, and now let's say. Okay, so. Where are we holding? I have no idea. The water of the kiyar. The water of the kiyar. So the Olam knows their stuff is not. It's mayim shuvim. It's drawn water. It's not part of a. It's not like a mikvah.
It's a machlokes.
Is it? Rashi says shuvim. So we'll see. It comes from a mayon, of course. It comes from a mayon, but now that's in the thing. Okay, maybe because it's constantly going up and down into the time. I don't know why it would be machlokes. Anyway, so what if you are toivel in a meimar? You went into a mikvah, va'avad, and he did that. Avidasei psula. You have to have hands that are kaddish from the kiyar. So the Gemara is inferring here, time of the kiddush b'kli sharis b'chutz. This is because you took this vessel, this holy vessel, this kli sharis thing from the Beis Hamikdash, and you wash your hands outside of the Beis Hamikdash. Hakiddush b'fnim v'yatza. Our case, he did. It gives you a case of somebody washing his hands outside with the kli sharis. Forget that. What about a guy that washed his hands inside the Beis Hamikdash from the kli sharis and walked outside? You see that if he walked outside, it would be okay. The whole problem is that he washed his hands outside, not that he walked outside. Otherwise, tell me a much better case. Tell me, a guy that washed his hands, la halacha, with the kiyar, and he just stepped outside, boom, it's over. He has to do it again. Why does it say that? So, the reason why it doesn't say it, says the Gemara, maybe he only put his hands out, his body was inside the Beis Hamikdash. If he washed entirely inside and then walked out, maybe you are kosher. But this case is that he moved it, he put his hands outside. I still don't know if he walked outside what the halacha would be. I have a raya. If a person walks outside of the Beis Hamikdash of the Azara, in Lishais, if he's there for a prolonged time, if he's there, he thinks about going for a long time, ton tefillah. You have to go to the mikvah. Im lefisha, if he's only there for momentarily, ton kiddush yadayim v'reglayim, you must wash your hands from the kir. Why? Over here you have a hesach hadas, you have a loss of focus. So you see that you must wash your hands again if you leave the Beis Hamikdash, even lefisha, even for a few moments. Omer lei. No, you missed the whole point. What happened? Why did he go out for a moment? We're talking about a person that left to relieve himself. Lahatzach means to cover your feet. So in those days, they would relieve themselves with a certain sneers. They would cover themselves up completely. So that's number 2. Number 1. But that's a mefurish. Why do you have to tell me that? That's mefurish. For number 2, you have to go to the mikvah. That's why I said when we're talking about Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Shimon, he says if you wash your hands once, you're good for 10 days. That's if you don't go to the bathroom. Once you go to the bathroom, you have to start all over. You have to do the whole thing. You go to the mikvah for G'daylim. Then you only have to wash your hands in the kir. So why do you have to say it twice? You're right. You don't have to say it twice, but we said it once and then we explained it. Tashma para. We're jumping from sugya to sugya. Here you have the paraduma. Where is the paraduma done? Outside of the Beis Hamikdash, on Har Zeisim, facing with the view of the Beis Hamikdash. Take the para. Reb Chiya bar Yosef Amar. This is what we need. This sheet right over here. Reb Chiya bar Yosef says, "Mekadesh b'kli sharis b'fnim v'yoytzei." Oh, that's exactly a right to what we're asking. The one who takes this paraduma, you shecht it, you burn it. You take the ashes, you burn it on top of that pile of wood. A massive pile of wood, much larger than that. You want to have ashes that are going to last you for every levaya, and there's a lot of levayas because everybody at the end of the day has to go, for hundreds of years. It could last sometimes for hundreds of years, 400 years. So you need a lot of ashes, you need a lot of wood. The one that burns that paraduma, he washes his hands in the kir. Where does he wash his hands in the kir? The kir is inside the Azara. So he washes his hands inside the Beis Hamikdash and he walks outside. No, so he walked outside. And he doesn't wash his hands again with the kir. So is that a raya? So that's all we want. Here, proof that you can wash your hands once inside. You walk inside. So what are you going to tell me? Oh, he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a kir. So why are you washing your hands at all? What do you gain by washing your hands? You see that there is a gain. You wash your hands inside and you walk outside. Some of the kedusha remains.
You're going outside to do an avoda.
Okay, but it's over. Once you step outside, bum. Oh, you're saying there's no hezach hadas. I like that. Good point. I like it. Rabbi Yochanan says if you wash your hands outside, or with your regular weekday kli, in those it's like a plastic cup. So they had these cups made out of cheres to drinking garbage. You don't have to wash your hands inside. He says you can wash your hands with a chat pa'ami. Omar papa shani para. Don't bring me a raya from paraduma. Everything you do with the para, the shchita, the sreifa, everything you do is outside of the Beis Hamikdash. So therefore, going outside doesn't passel. He's saying a svara. There's no hezach hadas. I don't know. I don't think the Gemara meant that, but yeah, Rashi says it. Givaldik. So that's the pshat then. Where does Rashi say? Let's see.
The bottom. It's
That's something else. That's something else. We're not holding there. Okay. Says the Gemara. What is the point of washing your hands if everything's done outside and we don't care? It doesn't passel. What's the point of washing your hands? Says the Gemara. Everything that you could do with the paraduma that's similar to the avodah inside, you do. So if you can wash your hands, you wash your hands. You go outside, it's not. But we have to do whatever we can do. Ibaylu. Another question. Tuma ma'u shetoyel likiddush yadayim v'reglayim. So the Gemara now understands. A person became Talmud. Where did he become Talmud? Only on his hands. What did he do, Rabbi Isa? He touched pigul. What's pigul? Let's go through pigul again, because I thought that everybody. Pigul is when a kohen is shechting an animal in the Beis Hamikdash, or he's doing one of the avodas. He thinks to himself he's going to do the zrika, or he's going to eat this animal outside the allotted time. So if you're allowed to eat this animal for 2 days. He thinks he's going to make a barbecue in 3 days from now, or he's going to do the zrika tomorrow. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Harry Saddlemeyer. My father's in the middle.
Oh, Shalom Aleichem. From where are you guys?
I'm from Lakewood, originally from Montreal. I have a brother in Bar Park. That's your biggest Hasidim there.
Wow. So I want time out.
Many joined, many on the.
I'm gonna infer. I'm gonna be medayik that you're not such a chassid. He is.
Go there. He has to get the shout out. He's not.
What's his name?
Hershey Saddlemeyer.
Hershey Saddlemeyer. Wow, shkoyach. Thank you. You have a Geshmaka brother, a Geshmaka father here. Givaldik. Oh yeah, what's your name? Yosef Belzer. You see the nafki? You're confusing me. This guy is the cousin Pais. It says
His brother.
your brother. Shalom Aleichem. Okay, Givaldik. So, oh yeah, the one of the guys from the editor, the guy, he came over to me with all just shook it up. He says, "Your tablet it's not the one we sold him. He had his own tablet. That's what right? Yeah. So the Moitzi Shemra on our tablets. Wow, he's all tzitreiselt. Okay, says the Gemara. And Timtzaloima Yitzia Loi Pasla, so I could save you a lot of money. You don't have to travel back and forth to Yerushalayim, buy a quality tablet from MD1. We don't have a thing. We have a device that it's for Yeshiva Bacher. Oh, your son has it.
That's how we get it.
Ah, very nice.
He got the original ones. It works.
This is incredible. If I asked you this question before shir, you would tell me in a second that you know the answer. Again, if a kohen washes his hand in the kiyar and then he touches pigul and his hands become tamei, does he have to rewash his hands? Of course he has to rewash his hands. He became tamei. But what's the answer? Kiyar is not about tum and tahara. Kiyar is about gedusha. So what's the connection? Maybe there is a connection, the Gemara says. He made his hands tamei. And now maybe you have to redo the kiyar because maybe there's again a loss of focus. Maybe there's a loss of focus. When you become tummy, you realize you're not going to be able to do that by now. So that's it. You drop your guard. You let your guard down in terms of focus. You're going to tell me that walking outside, this question that we had a second ago, if walking outside, somebody should take a phone call, doesn't ruin it. You don't have to redo your hands. The guy chazi, that's because the person that's taking the phone call could jump back into the Beis Hamikdash and do the avodah whenever he wants to. So there's no loss of focus. But over here, this guy that's tamei cannot perform the avodah as long as his hands are tamei before he goes to the mikvah. Maybe he's going to lose his focus. I love that focus word. It's a mamsh. It's a game changer now. Or maybe he thinks to himself, wait a minute, worst comes to worst. I'm going to go to the mikveh. It's going to take me 5 minutes. And then I'm going to redo my avodah. But here's the thing. When you go to the mikveh, could you do the avodah right away? No. You have to. Another guest. So it's like, you have to Erev Shemesh.
Just for your dime?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I know. The idea, yeah.
Depends. If he goes to the mikvah because he was basically dying, he doesn't have to wait.
Okay, but we're talking about Tumas Yadayim here. We're talking something else. Tuma. We're talking about Tuma. Tashma. Kiddush Yodav Raglav V'Nitvu. Here. It says Mefurish. If his hands became tamei, V'Nitmu. He washed his hands in the kiyar, they became tamei. Matbilan. You go into the mikvah, you put them in the mikvah, you don't have to wash your hands again. Oh, it says Mefurish, you don't have to wash your hands in the kiyar. All you do is dunk them in the mikvah. It says Gemara Nitmu Yadav Lemibailan. Oh, you missed the whole question. You're assuming I'm talking about that he touched pigul, this meat that the kohen thought about he's going to eat it outside of the light of time. You touched it, your hands became tamei. No, that wasn't our question. His whole body became tamei. He touched a dead rat. Now his whole body became tamei. So the Gemara, but if you have to wait until nightfall, that's a 6-hour wait. He's terrible in the afternoon. Now he has to wait until the night. Of course he's going to lose focus. Says, okay, very good. So I'm going to come up with a so he's not going to lose focus. How? Shkiz at 6 o'clock. At 5:59, he jumps into the mikvah. So he only has 1 minute to wait, and that's not a big deal. That he won't lose focus. Toshma, huh?
Hands are not Erev Shemesh. They're not.
Why? What's,
It's only Guf. Guf was Erev Shemesh.
that's what, who told you?
What's that?
No.
That's the Kinta. It's that your whole body, that you Erev Shemesh, Erev Shemesh.
No, I don't see that. I'm saying, no, the Gemara is saying that we're talking about Kol Gufay. It doesn't say that Yadayim not. Where does it say that? Now we're talking about Kol Gufay. And Kol Gufay is Erev Shemesh. I don't know. I hear your deal, but I'm not sure. Tashma, Paro. Again, we're going back to that story. He is shechting the paraduma and he's burning it, the paraduma and making ashes out of it. We had this Gemara, right? What do? You have to wash your hands in the klishar, from the klisharis. You have to wash your hands b'fnim. You have to wash your hands from the kiyar, v'yoytze, and then you go out and perform the whole routine over there. You can wash your hands outside, even with a weekday kli, even a plastic cup. Oh, and now we're learning a new halacha, something new that we didn't know. There's a lot of stuff. Every day we learn new stuff. Where's my pasuk here? Oh, here. The pasuk says, "V'asaf ishtar es efer apara." Who does who performs this whole burning of the cow, of the red cow, of the paraduma? Ishtar. He has to be tar. So there's people called the tzdukim. What do? They don't believe in the Gemara. They don't believe in Torah Shabbat Peh. Right? Again, just in case you don't know this, Torah Shabbat Peh was not made up by the Tanaim and the Amoraim. Torah Shabbat Peh, this Gemara was given by HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Moshe Rabbeinu. He said it. There's two things. He said over the Torah B'chsav and the Torah Shabbat Peh. Exactly what he said. Then you have machlokes and they say this, they say that. But the explanation, what a tefillin is, the Torah doesn't say that it's square and it's this and it's black and it doesn't say anything. Because Baruch Hu explained to Moshe Rabbeinu, this is how it is. Okay, so the tzdukim, they go with exactly what the Torah says, not a word. They don't veer right left usually. It says in the pasuk that they have to be tar. Tar. What does tar mean? Harav shemesh. They believe in harav shemesh. So the person doing the paraduma, the kohen doing the paraduma, he has to be completely tar. What does tar by us mean? He went into the mikvah and he waited until nightfall. We understand differently. That's not what Hashem said in Har Sinai. He said, Ishtar means a person, he was tameh, he went into the mikvah. You do not have to wait for harav shemesh. To prove their point, they took every kohen that was going to perform the avodah of the paraduma and they made him touch a dead mouse. Took a mouse, whatever it was, made him touch it. And they said, okay, go into the mikvah. So now he's missing the harav shemesh. It's not nightfall yet. And now burn the paraduma as is. We want to show those dukis how it's done. That's how it's done. Okay. The problem is that you like it, huh? It's geschmack. Why do you like it? It's fun. Like a bedafka. It's geschmack. Touch you with a dead mouse. No, we got to do it. Huh? Do the Rabbanah, fine. The Rabbanah mouse. What are you showing me? Yeah, we're not doing turning the Daf on Amud Aleph. You're a funny guy up there. So let's. This is what we go through in every night. Dave Sharfman is on the cameras in the Hebrew Shir. He's a big pro. Anyway, so. I guess he's I know what happened. Gary doesn't do Sunday morning. And Avremi was up in the sukkah till 3, 4 in the morning. If you go in the sukkah, you'll see all the cables are run. They have a camera up high, and it's hours and hours of work. So that's why he's not here. Dave is here. Dave was also there. Till what time were you there? Till 2 in the morning. And the kids, okay, he's 2 in the morning. He's doing the camera. Shkoyach today, Bemet. Shkoyach today. Dave Sharfman. So I don't think that happens by itself. Anyway, so I would recommend to the guests, whoever can, there's a lot of guests, it's hard, but you should go up to that booth and see what's going on. It's unbelievable, it's incredible. 8 screens and joysticks and zach. Or just show us a picture if you have one over there. Huh? I'm going to send them a lot of guests, it's crazy. Fine, so at least the kids could go up there and enjoy it. Where are we? Oh, we have a lot of stuff to do here. Yeah.
Rabbi David is on. He's having pacemakers and we'll put him tomorrow.
Oh, really? Rabbi David, this is Leiba's father. He's sitting over here. This is in the hospital.
Yeah.
Hey, Rabbi David, refuah shleima from all of us. Okay, he's doing good. He's putting a pacemaker. Oh, look at you. Wow. David, again, so for those who don't know, he was the very, very first satellite person. Forget location. He came to Chaniche like almost 8 years ago, and he saw one of the shiur, because Leiba lives across the street from Chaniche. And then he went back to Manchester, he told his chaver about it. So the Manchester Chabura, that he called it. And he got a bunch of guys. What's the Choshev Rav's name? He does the Hashgacha over there. Rabbi? Schwartz? Yeah, Ram Schwartz, right. He does this every single day, he's with us. Okay. So Rabbi say, we're holding here. If a guy again, what's the question? Wash his hands in the kiyar. Dov ber ben grundel or for shlema. So, our question is: if a person washes his hands in the kiyar and then he becomes tamei, touches a mouse, does he have to rewash his hands in the kiyar? What does the Gemara tell us over here? He doesn't, because the paraduma person, the kohen that does the paraduma, he goes outside. They give him the rabbanon mouse to touch. And then he continues before he goes to the mikvah, but he doesn't have to rewash his hands in the kiyar. So you see that you don't have to rewash your hands. The kedusha remains on the hands, and he can perform the avodah. What does it say? This nan, top line. They would make him tummy on purpose. To take out of the heart of the tzdukim. They would say that this pasuk of Ishtar means that it has to be after Erev Shemesh. We want to show that it's not before. That's before Erev Shemesh. But Akapanim, you see from here, that the tumah of the mouse or the rabbanon tumah doesn't make the gedusha of the kiyar go away. Says the Gemara, the obvious answer. Shaning para hoyel du tful yoim leipasaba. Paradu is different because we know that somebody that's a tful yoim, meaning this guy who still that went to the mikvah and still didn't have Erev Shemesh, doesn't ruin it. So what's the point of washing your hands in the kiyar? So that we said before, can't avoid the because the point is to do everything you can to make it as similar as possible to the avodah inside the Beis Hamikdash. That's why he washes his hands. But you're right, a tful yom could perform the avodah of the para, and he cannot perform the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. It's different. Ibaylo. Here's a question: if let's say somebody is in the hospital, he's too weak to wash his hands. Could you give him like a basin of water and he'll put his hands inside the basin? Is that a good netilas yadayim? Or you have to pour the water on your hands? What do you say? Netilas yadayim, I'm asking.
Yes,
That's in a river. That's in a river, tevilas yadayim. The answer, the Mishabur says that he comes to the maskara, he brings the water. It's no good. No good. Right, machlokes, but the Mishabura comes to the maskana that you should, even a sick person shouldn't. Al kopanim. Similar question. Ma'u likadesh yoda v'ragla v'kiyar. Dave, maybe just lower the volume on this one. It just made me a little nervous.
That looks interesting.
Maybe now you could. Here. That's the question. If he submerges himself completely in the Corona mikvah. This is our Motzei Shabbos artist. Let me show you what Yoshi did at 2 a.m. It says because we got it from the original picture. Where was it? It was good. Here, check this out. It's a different quality. It's a different. This is the Mukni. We need it for later on, but okay, Al Capone, different. So. What if instead of using the faucet, he puts his hands inside the kiyar or his whole body? What's the question? That it has to come out of the faucet. Or perhaps it means even inside the kiyar. You can go inside the kiyar. We learned that if a person dunks his whole body inside a mikvah, avidas psula, no good. So now the question is, why doesn't it say something better than a mikvah? What if you dunk your whole body inside the kiyar? It would seem like because that would be okay. La, you didn't make a good deal. You would think that if you could dunk your whole body in a mikvah and it makes you tar, so certainly you should be able to put your hands in a mikvah and they'll make you kaddish. No, and then for that we say no. A mikvah is a mikvah. That's to get rid of tumah, and a kiyar is to give you kedusha. Two different things. All right. So here's the beautiful sugya. Before we do this beautiful sugya, I want to tell you a gewaldige vart that I saw from the Chavetz Chaim. He says it's very similar to what we discuss a lot, but I just thought it brings it home a little bit. There was a guy who made a big barbecue, big suda, and he invited all his friends. And his 10-year-old son says, "Ta, could I have from the steak?" He says, "No." 3 minutes later, as every child, "Ta, shtickle steak." In front of all the guests, he grabs his son by the arm, gives him a yank, runs with him, tosses him out, locks the gate on him. That's it. And all the guests, Farikt, something's wrong with this guy. It's like you're exaggerating this because he asked you twice. Says the Chavetz Chaim, what they don't realize is that this kid, just 2 years ago, he almost died. And they brought a doctor and they healed him. And the doctor tells the father, he says, "Listen, but you got to be careful. This kid cannot have meat. If he eats meat, he's going to die." The father goes on a business trip, and he wasn't around, and the kid snuck some meat. And Nachamo. He's unconscious, the whole thing, hospital. The father calls up the doctor, says, "Listen, the doctor, but I told you," he comes, okay, and he does whatever he has to do. And after a few days, the kid comes back, he says, "Listen, but I'm telling you now, next time he eats meat, don't even call me. It's over." So the father, because the son was healed, he went and he made a big suda. This is the suda. Just what? The kid wants meat. He can't have meat. If he touches meat, he's going to die. So he's not an achzar. He loves his kid. Says the Chavetz Chaim, a lot of times, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us a whack in the face, and he does something really terrible to us. And we're saying, "What do you mean? I go to Daf Yomi every day. I never miss minyan. I'm this. I'm a good guy. I even do Shnai Mikra. Why me? Like, why is he picking on me?" Because he's trying to help you out. But not just that. Chavetz Chaim says, and I don't know if he says it so much but he says it on this pasuk. So I'm going to just explain what I thought. He says, "Hatzur tovim pa'aloi, kelim muna vein avel, tzadik v'yasharu." He says that sometimes HaKadosh Baruch Hu does things, and you have a taina on the father. We all have a taina. Why me? Why are you treating me like this? But he's the father that loves you. It's out of love, out of protection, he does it. Why? We don't understand sometimes. But it's for your good. Zok the sugya. Here's Omer B'chir Bar Yosef. So here goes. Rabbi Yisai, very, very simple. We have a few shitas here. But the first shita has these, it's like a riddle word, these words that are interesting. But I'm just going to explain about pen, and you're going to understand it easily. When it comes to the Avodah Beis Hamikdash, there's two categories. There's Zrika, and then there's Imurim. Here's the Imurim, the throwing the meat onto the Mizbeach. We actually learned that you could do this, you could perform this all night long. Zrika, we also learned, you could only perform it up till, what's Zrika? You take the blood from the animal and you throw it onto the Mizbeach. Only perform it until when? Shkia. So we have two times. Shkia is good. Up. Zrika, kmitza also, going like this. Putting the flour on the Mizbeach up till Shkia. The other time that we have is Alois HaShachar. That's good for the meat on the Mizbeach. So, very interesting halacha. This water that's in the kiyar, if you by mistake did not put it underground, it becomes puzzle. At what point does it become puzzle? At what point? Shkia or alois? Huh?
Said yesterday already,
So shita number one is, it's actually two times. The water becomes puzzle at two different times. Depends for what? For anything that the cutoff time is shkia, what is that? Zrika. So the water becomes puzzle at shkia. So if you leave the water out past shkia, and then a kohen comes ahead and washes his hands with that water and tries to perform the zrika, throw the blood at the mizbeach, no good. The next day, I'm talking about the next day. If the water was out past shkia, so the water is no good for any avodah that you can't do past shkia. But if the avodah was for foods that go all the way to alois, so then the time cutoff is alois. So if the water was left out past alois, then you cannot use that water to throw the meat on top of the mizbeach, because the cutoff for meat is alois. Yes? Not so bad.
Yeah, and although the water is kosher for some things and puzzle for other things.
Exactly. Mamash, you're on your game today. So, between shkia and alois, the water is good. If somebody kohen washed his hands in the middle of the night, he would be able to perform the emurim, throwing the emurim onto the mizbeach the whole next day, all the way till the next alois. But if he was trying to do zrika, it would be possible. After alois, if the water was outside until after alois, then it's possible for everything. So let's see how he says it. He just says it in a super interesting way. Omer Reb Chia bar Yosef, like 8 lines from the bottom. Meikir nifsalim lematirim kimatirim. What's a matir? A matir is zrika and kmitza. It makes the carbon mutter. It makes everything go. If you don't do zrika, you can throw the carbon out. So it's matir. So the cutoff for the matir is shkia. Leivarim, and to throw the meat on the mizbeach, like over here, keivarim, the cutoff time is alois hashachar. Rav Chizda Amar, after matirim, enif salam ela b'amud hashachar. No, there's only one cutoff time, and that is amud hashachar, alois hashachar, dawn, keivarim, like the time limit of throwing the meat onto the mizbeach. Third shita, which we're not going to understand at all right now. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, kiyar. This kiyar, kivin sheshikai, once you put it down here, let's show the shikai. The new shikai from Yoshi in the middle of the night. Shikai. This is shikai. They used to lower the kiyar into the underground water system. It would be in water, so it wouldn't lose its kedusha overnight. Once you put it in there, when? By shkia. Shikai is not shkia, but it's a similar word. Once you put it in there for shkia, by shkia, shuvei ma'aleyu, you do not bring it up all the way till alois hashachar. Now, I forgot your name. What's your name in the pink shirt? What? Yechiel said, but the water is good for certain things. So why can I lift it up and use the water for what? For emurim. L'meimra de la'avodas laila nami lechazi. Why? Why can't I use this water for the emurim? For the avodah that I can do at night, which is putting the meat on the mizbeach throughout the night. Here, Rabbi Yochanan, we're talking about in Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Ilfa. It's interesting because could be Rabbi Yochanan was like Ilfa's Rebbe even, but he's at least a friend. Rabbi Yochanan says in the name of Ilfa, Kiyar shalei shikoy me'ba'erev. This kiyar that was not put underground by shkia, mikdash mimenu la'avodas laila. You could use the water. What's the problem? Use the water for what? Avodas laila for emurim. Ulamachar eini mikdash. What do you guys say? What does ulamachar eini mikdash mean? It won't work tomorrow. That's one way of learning it. Or another way of learning it is you don't have to worry about it. Eini mikdash, you don't even have to worry about it. You could use it. The simple meaning would be eini mikdash, you can't use it. It won't work any longer tomorrow. Anyway, so we have a problem here in Rabbi Yochanan. Why can't I use this water for the night stuff? Says Gemara, no. It means that it doesn't work for the daytime stuff, like for Zrika, but it does work for the nighttime. Is good. Says Gemara, oh, nice try. Then you just told me, hold on, let me see Rabbi Chia. Here. Oh, I forgot to show you this chart. Here we have the 3 times of the day, right? You have daytime, night, and alois hashachar. Daytime is when you could do kmitza and zrika, throw the blood on the mizbeach. That's it, you can't do it at night. If the water was left out past that time, into the night, then it's possible to do zrika. That's what we learned, right? This is the shita. Rebbe is basically saying this now, that you could use that water for Avarim. There should actually be an arrow right now, a green arrow to Avarim showing that it's good. But okay. It's also to use this water that was left out at night for Zrika. It's mutter to use for Avarim. Whose sheet is that? That's Reb Chia Bar Yosef. And now you're just telling me that Rabbi Yochanan agrees to this. No. When I said it's also, I meant just for Zrika. Actually, for the Murim and that, it's mutter. So he's saying the exact same thing. And then what if the water was left out past Alois, you can't even use it for a Murim. Says Gemara, so then what is Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yosef arguing? They're saying the exact same thing. Amud Beis. Very simple. They're not saying the same thing. They're saying the same thing, but they're not saying the same thing. They both agree they have to put the water, you have to put the kiyar into the ground. But I keep on forgetting his name. Reb Chia Bar Yosef says that if you don't, toss the water out, it's garbage. Rabbi Yochanan says if you don't, it's kosher. I want you to put it in because I don't want you to forget and not put it in by Elois HaShachar. But if by mistake it stayed out the whole night, it's not possible. I have a gzeira that you should put it in. I want you to put it in the whole night. Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef says, I don't want you. You have to. If you don't, it's possible. Sponsors. Turning to the Daf, Adar Global Specialist in International Financial Services, Anonymous, as Chos, Patzlach and Ruchlis and Gashmis, Anonymous. It's Chos in support of Torah that all tests should come back 100% healthy for me and my family. We have 2-3 minutes, so let's see what we can do in 2-3 minutes. Now, we should just know that in Kachim, we have a chiyuv to make sure that our korbanos stay kosher, that they don't become possible, there's no problem with noiser, that the water in the kiyar doesn't go bad. This is our chiyuv. As the Gemara of Rabbi Yochanan, Kiddush Yadav l'Trumas Hadeshen l'Machar Ein Tzarich l'Kadesh. Did I show you the new Trumas Hadeshen? Let me show you the new Trumas Hadeshen again, just in case you didn't see it. Here we go. This is the new Trumas Hadeshen. It's wrong. What's wrong with this? That he's taking from the wrong place. He's taking from the Tapuach. No, the Arshil never said it. No. They showed me in 2 a.m. that the Arshil doesn't say it. This is the wrong place. This is the Tapuach. This is where all the leftover, where he should have taken it from, is from the fire. Right when you walk up the Mizbeach, there's a fire. Right over there. That fire, that's the Marach. He should take it from over there. It's fine. He comes down. Every morning you must do this. 1 shovelful, comes down, puts it down on the ground, on that side of the Mizbeach, exactly right over there, and look what happens to the coals. Beis Hadeshen, boom, it disappears into the ground. Every single day, same story. So, before he does that, he has to wear. Did you revire it? Big day kuna or not big day kuna? You're sticking to yours, okay? What? Okay, I can't argue in a pasuk, but I thought that it's a shiloh. Okay, I might be wrong. What is the word saying, Yuma? That you need, but he says the pasuk says you need. We know the Gemara, the pasuk from the Gemara. Okay, now we know the pasuk from the Gemara. Let's go. The Tepuach. So that makes sense. If it's the Tepuach, like he just did that, but since the Tepuach is a mistake,
the fact that you need to be told that the Gadol should be shot on Mosig Koslar, so then it means that he's wearing big day kuna, because otherwise you don't need that svar. You have to change your clothing because. Okay,
whatever. Okay, I'm mikabel. I'm the mir over here. Mikabel. It's the pasuk. V'amar Rabbi Yochanan, you got me. You got Yoshi. V'amar Rabbi Yochanan, Kiddush Yodav l'Trumas Hadeshen l'Machar Ein Tzarich l'Kadesh Yikra Kiddush Mitchilas Avoda. So this is the halacha that we had yesterday. It was a fascinating halacha actually. There's 3 time periods, right? Let's see. You have Krois HaGever, right? The chicken on the right. When he screams out, let's say he calls out at 3:30 in the morning. We say, the Shavsei Cohen told me this vart. I heard this before. I actually said it in Shir once. We say, we give, Akash Baruch Hu gave the rooster the brains to differentiate between night and day. Guess what? I also have those brains. I'm also Geshmak. I'm a genius. I know. No. He knows how to differentiate before it's daytime. Half hour before, he already starts screaming. He already chaps it's going to be day in just in a little bit.
That's Houthi siren.
Oh, mamish. Exactly, and I was going to say this. The 5 a.m. Houthi siren. For those of you who are still sleeping, never. Stay up. Woo! Yeah. Anyways, that's 3:30. The rooster is 3:30. Then you do the. He has to wash his hands with the kiyar in order to do the Trumas Hadeshen, which we just saw, to put the coals in the floor. When does that all take place? Kreis HaGever. Kreis HaGever is before Alois. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. 1 second. We gotta. It's shakas already. Let's just say this, and then we have to go. And so we ran out of time. So that's Trumas Hadeshen. What happens after Trumas Hadeshen? Alois. It's dawn. Rabbi said it's dawn. According to Rebbe, every dawn you have to wash your hands again. So we had this question yesterday. How can you wash your hands and then it's dawn and then you have to wash your hands again? So you should have to wash his hands again. Why doesn't he have to wash his hands again? It's dawn. And the Gemara said, I just threw it in there today. Rebbe, Lina the Rabbanan. You see on the red, it's because it's the Rabbanan. So we give him like, you know what? We'll let it slide this time. It's a half hour. He did a mamish a half hour before Alois. Okay, we're gonna turn the other way because it's only the Rabbanan. But really, he should have to wash his hands again. The other pshat is that it goes according to Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Shimon that says once you wash your hands once, you don't have to wash your hands ever again for 10 days. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to stop here. Have a wonderful day. We need a big Yeshua here.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.